Hello guys, my name is Nine and welcome back to another base build. Before we get any further into things, on screen now you'll see the cost and upkeep of the base. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to reach me. The Discord link is always in the description below, and without further ado, let's get into the tour. Alright guys, starting outside, we are going to go on a little tour here. Obviously you see there are no externals on this base as it is dead simple. There's no build outs or anything else that you gotta do that would confuse anyone, so that's really nice. Coming into any one of our three gatehouses, it is symmetrical on three sides. We have these ankle biter peaks that go outside of our base. We have two sets of these. These things are amazing, as on the other side of this peak, if you are out and over there, you are basically invisible shooting from this angle. You'll see their feet, their torso, their entire lower body, and unless they get close, they can't even see you. It's really overpowered. These things are amazing. But moving forward, we'll go into the shell. It is a miniature egg base here. As you can see here, we have some shotgun traps above ourselves from our inner peaks. That's our way into our core / starter. And then every side here has a bedroom module that acts also as rotation. Some peaks. When this is a brutalist, obviously you get the little brutalist peak. Coming up here, you have either a battery or a locker spot, another bed, or retake onto our inner peaks. But for now, we'll go back down. And of course, there are also 3 bunkers in the space that I'll show on shooting floor and how those operate. Now I've done core as much as I can, fitting as many boxes, so you really don't need any other loot space anywhere else. You get a ton of boxes on either of these. Utility, our tier 3, along with our starter entrance that is now plugged in with a vending machine. Along with our main TC upkeep. This is a little bugged, but it'll be a little less than the mill frags as I have spammed like infinite deployables, so lower that by a little bit, don't worry. The real cost will be in the description below, or rather upkeep. But going up to our 3rd floor, we're met with another bedroom. This is our inner peak floor. You can tell that this is a shell. You have those retakes from here. These shotgun traps hold this entire inner peak floor like a giant funnel. They're super nice as they have to peek into these shotgun traps to go either way. And then 3 auto turrets hold this entire section. Now these are the bunkers. Now right now it's obviously an open bunker, but when we place a roof tile like so, say we make this jungle temple or brutalist to keep that stone peak in, this is a full sealed bunker. Now to open this bunker, it is really simple. You grab a twig roof, place it here, and now that square, or rather that roof, destroyed itself. That's it. That's the entire bunker. There's no build out for this. It's just place the building blocks as is. Super easy and obviously super effective. These also double as some basic roof retakes. I added a ton of roof retakes in this base. Some are one ways, and then these are just your basic guys. Let's continue on to here. These will be your jump ups to roof, 2 G doors, some boxes below for quick depot storage, and then one-way retakes onto your roof. These are nasty. And obviously you go out onto your roof. You're met with a full shooting floor, tons of peaks, everything, bedrooms, auto turrets, just a ton of different ways to peek the opponents. Obviously brutalist peaks, because why not? More little side peaks. Just a ton of variations, along with a 4th team bedroom, as what I might call it. Or if you did a garage door here instead of a single door, you could turn this into a little mini garage. But the main purpose of this for me is an extra large battery on a roof. And you close that up, perfect. So yeah, that about does it for the base. It is extremely simple, as you guys can tell. It's small, it's simple, it's cheap. So I hope you guys like this base. If you do, please let me know in the comment section down below. And without further ado guys, let's get into a build. Alright guys, I know few people like to see the footprint before we actually start, so here it is. The entire thing seals off into what is an Alone Tokyo quadruple triangle base, but the interior is a little shell of a triangle, 3 squares, obviously shell. These are your entrances, along with your bunker modules that go straight up. And that is really it. This thing's really simple. I'll try to go as slow as possible, but for the most part, I'll kind of just be cruising through it as it is pretty simple. So starting off, we have our basic starter. We're gonna start by picking one of these rooms to become our TC. And of course, I have some internet issues per usual. And I'll make sure to put this TC on the right side here. And then expanding out. Double door, make this swing in for now. Go out to the left, adding a double door and a single door, fully sealing this guy in. And then going to the next section and just adding a door like this. And grabbing my single door, we're good to go. Now this will be our jump up and loot storage here. So before I actually go ahead and do that, I'm going to go ahead and make a shelf for our TC room. And to do so, I'll place a half wall like this to get the shelf inside. And then I'll temporarily remove this door just so it's easier to see. I'm now going to come in here and seal this entire room off. And I will use these funny stairs, as I like to call them, these U-shaped stairs, as I think they're better, as I can force someone to peek a shotgun trap here. But if you want, you can of course just use a normal floor, shelf, whatever you want to call it. And then expand to the next level. Like this. And our double door will go there. Now this single door will eventually get sealed off, but for now, we're going to leave it like that. Out to the right here, I like to add my single door, followed by sealing off the rest of this floor. And same thing with the U-shaped stairs again. But this time I will use half walls here to seal this guy fully in. Another single door. This is a raised entrance, of course. Either use a ladder or something of the sort to get up there. There are some other options you are actually able to technically place all this wood like that to use it as kind of a jump up. Doing something like that. It's funny, but it's gonna work. We're trying to be obviously as efficient as possible in such a small footprint. And coming up here, these will eventually get half walls. Or sorry, low walls. So I'm gonna kind of just finish this section, this top section off here, so we have some sort of an airlock. Obviously move this double door out. And then it is weird since the footprint above is different. So this needs to be all triangles, followed by squares like this to seal this section off. It's super weird, but just so you know people can't get in there, this is what we gotta do. And then this does not get a double door frame, it's just like that. All right. And now I'm gonna go ahead, come down here. I'm going to pre-place my vending machine what would be considered early. Now you might do this later into day one, or maybe if like someone starts messing with you, door camping you, you know, anything that might kind of incite you to do this early. Of throwing a vending machine here, just to block off that cheaper door path and force them to take the kind of little wraparound we have that we should place some shotgun traps to stop people from coming through. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to place all the deployables so we're not obviously hollow. Alrighty, now with all of our deployables placed, you can see here that I added all the necessary boxes, and then I also upgraded this entire room to HQM, making sure to upgrade these 3 roof tiles as well to HQM, just to stop a little bit of splashing. Tier 3 goes here, 3 bags, 6 boxes, 4 boxes, either 2 boxes or a mixing table. Either or works. I'll use this area for furnaces. Electric furnaces here. Going up further. Beds, and I pre-placed what will be here as well once we have our shell done. And now you can tell we are back in that same spot. Now I have symmetry on now, and what that is going to do is it's going to build all 3 sides of the shell at one time. I'll make sure to stop and give you guys the best viewpoints of it as much as I can and try to explain things as thoroughly as possible. So off of our squares, we're going to place triangle, square, double triangle, and break the first 2 building blocks. paired with 2 triangles going back towards base, and then square, triple triangle. We'll now be left with this all triangle footprint on all the sides. We're going to place a square off of this guy to complete the footprint. And this is obviously looking very good, so I'm going to go ahead and upgrade kind of all the interior foundations that matter. I'm going to switch this to jungle. And now you may be asking why the shell is disconnected here. The shell technically is not connected to anything. It will decay at this point, so we need to add all the necessary building blocks to make it not decay and obviously be a shell. So let's go ahead and do that. This is going to be a double door frame. A window will go here. This will be a full wall and a double door frame. Now off of main TC, or our main we'll call it, we'll place a half wall, or not half wall, sorry, a triangle here. This is a temporary triangle. Let me do this at a twig just to be easier for you guys. And then I'm going to place a half wall and a low wall here, upgrading them to whatever grade you might want. Followed by a wall here. Now it is connected. As long as you do this connection right here on any one of these sides, with obviously all this bottom stuff placed, this first level we'll call it, the shell will not decay. You're good. I just don't want anyone to mess that up, so it's good to show that off like this right now. Okay. Now let's continue making all of our peaks. We'll start off by making this Brutal's peak module. Sir? Nah. Sadly, they don't have the new building skin here. Triple triangle here, followed by a floor frame. Now this section in its entirety is very important that you do it just how I do, as this will be our bunker module. So we want all the building blocks to be placed the exact same way that I do. So doing those half walls like that with these windows is exactly how we want it. Now continue here, and we'll make our little retake onto what is our inner peaks. This can either be a battery or a locker, like I will do here. Now I'm going to place full walls, I'm going to do this out of stone, on these guys, and a floor at the same height as this guy. This is what it should look like. Just so you get as many angles as possible. And I'm also going to place a furnace for jump up, and double door frames down there. Put a window here, and these technically could be windows, but I really want them as walls for stability up ahead. And then sealing this guy in like this. And now placing this roof tile, I will ensure that the bunker works by placing a twig ramp right here. And the bunker works because this tile deleted itself, so we're good. And of course, if you want the Brutalist peak, you gotta make the Brutalist. I'll also put a low wall right here for a basic roof retake. Oop, switch to sheet metal, sorry. Now I'm gonna build the shell up here, too high. At this point, I could also make all the connections around, so we do have a sealed in set of inner peaks, because no one can get down there now, which is very nice. Also place this embrasure. Now coming out to here, I'm going to make my entrance modules. On the left side, I'm going to place a window. On the right, or sorry, the left is going to be a door, right's going to be a window. Contradicting myself today. And then 2 windows like this, with rotated in embrasures like this in small boxes. Now I want to make those really good peaks right now. And to do so, it's really easy. I'm going to place a twig foundation temporarily, a half wall, and now make this floor. Do that obviously on both sides. And I'm actually going to come up to here and honeycomb these guys in. I'm going to place these stability frames. And now before, I'll show this off here. Before I place this side of the peak, I want to place this locker. If you want this locker here, the placement gets really tricky. Once the roof tile is placed, you'll have to have a building skin basically enabled. If I place this here, this locker, when it becomes much harder to place. It basically gets spaced out from that wall. And I either need to upgrade it to a grade that, you know, backs it away, makes the hitbox smaller so I can get it flusher to that wall. See, that's much better. Or I need to place the locker first. In my case, I'm able to switch between the build grades, so it doesn't matter too much. And that's all we're going to do for placing those. Now, of course, need to add doors. This only needs one garage door in this middle frame right here. And then a double door here is all you need. And then this creates our peak. And just to kind of show you how powerful this peak is, I'm going to come out here and place a furnace. Like, let's say I'm standing right here. This is me as a crouch player. This is how tight the peak is. This is the furnace. Obviously right here, like let's say I'm right here next to this furnace. This is a very tight peak to make. If I'm running up to here, I'll get slammed. But if I'm here in this peak, I have full visibility 10 times easier. So it's an easy way to kind of show it off that it's just really good. Okay, coming back up to here. Sheet metal, sheet metal. These don't only need to be stone. Gonna add a half wall here. This is where our turret goes. Followed by a window here. This triangle here, these can be sheet metal. And then 2 embrasures like this. Now adding our double door path. And you're also able to seal this shell in with 2 triangles. 2 windows. Boom and boom. And then sealing this guy in. This frame is also just extra stability to make sure this tile doesn't fall. Not crazy necessary, but obviously it's always useful. Add a double door here. Garage door to give us some cost in the shell. Double doors here, as when you swing a double door out, this turns this into a funnel. Basically, they just can't get through here and it's really powerful. 2 G doors here. I want a double door down here, along with the garage door here. I'm gonna go ahead and place the beds that belong here. I like a bed there, and then a bed as far to the right as humanly possible, and you should be able to get one. If you are having trouble, just know it's because of these building skins. Building skins throw everything off, or rather the default building skin throws everything off. It makes placement way harder on this base. A lot of bases actually, for that matter, are made more difficult by just having worse skins, call it. And still I'm not getting the best placement here of my bed. But, alas, it would work. Heck, I can even access this through the wall. It's kind of crazy to think about. I'll sheet metal these guys. And continuing on through here. Turret goes here. Large box, just for some depot from roof. Now shotgun traps here are pretty important. Basically, you're gonna go in between this thick line here. You're gonna place the shotgun trap to the right of it, or rather to the inside, like this. And then the same rule goes for this guy. That way, when they're met with this peak, if they wanna peek this, they're just forced to get shot by it. There's no way you're not getting shot by this, and it's beautiful. So yeah. Continuing on, we are now at our roof. I'm gonna give you guys some outside looks to the base real quick, just so you have everything right. The entirety of our entrance modules are all sealed up. The entire shell is sealed. We're now just finishing the final parts of the shooting floor. And I'd also like to mention that when you sheet metal this bunker, you do every tile. You do all these guys down here. Sheet metal, sheet metal, sheet metal, sheet metal, sheet metal, sheet metal. Not just these where the bunker are. Make sure to grab the stability below. Okay. come in here and make our Brutus peaks. Now this is half offset from by that turret. There's a shelf on this one to give us the peak like this. But on this guy over here, there isn't one, as you can see. So we're gonna make a little build to make that possible. Put the proper embrasure down. Switch to Brutalist, just because it's stone. Seal in this bedroom. Embrasures go like this. Another reason I'm not placing this roof tile yet is so I can place this stability for the box there. We're gonna have to do the same little trick we did before. Like this. I can feel the storm outside. I can feel the lag to the internet. Not a fun experience. It is that season though, so it is okay. Placing the window like this, the embrasures. Brutalist, Brutalist. If you have Brutalist, use it here. It's just overpowered, as you can see. I like to put half walls here. This is actually an optional extra bedroom, if you'd like to call it that. You can do it if you want. I'm not gonna force you. But yeah, let's add the turret pods real quick. Place the turrets as close. Use the little bottom piece, put it as close to your foot as possible. You basically want touching the open frame to give the best angles. As you can see, these turrets have an amazing view of the roof. 3 holds everything, and it's beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna turn off symmetry real quick to make this little optional A. You can put a mini in here, make it a mini garage, or B, you make it another like bedroom module. You could also turn these windows into single doors and do shops. Also another very good option for it. Shops are never a bad thing. Put a locker as far back and to the left as possible, and you'll be able to easily fit 2 beds in here. 1, 2. Now for these rooms, you're gonna wanna add barrels. Kind of curious as to whether I can get this barrel skin in there. Or not skin, but type. You can if you remove the embrasure. Might be able to do it without it too. Nope. You can use either type of barrel. Doesn't really matter. Ooh. Make that like that. Okay. Now you can add more peaks on roof here. I didn't include them in the actual video, but I do suggest doing some sort of peak, maybe off of here, like this, to give you some sort of direct peak down with cover. Now there's obviously a ton of variations to how you might be able to do this. But just remember, you can always add more things to the base. Whether you want to add roof tiles kind of aimlessly to give yourself more peak downs, anything works. It's all up to you. But without further ado, guys, I believe that about does it for the base. There isn't really much more to do or say. I'll finish off by just kind of walking through the core one more time to make sure you guys have it all down. Oh, sorry. I do always forget one thing. In your bunkers, I want to place our boxes. I do apologize. I really should have put this sooner, but I do suggest doing 2 barrels like this if you have the barrel DLC. You can obviously use large and small boxes, but the reason I like barrels is you are able to fit a medium battery in between them really easily too, just like that. and it doesn't even matter what build grade it is, but as you can see here, 2 large boxes and a medium battery. I then throw my electricity stuff in here, which just makes everything more expensive to raid. So yeah, that is pretty darn cool and good. But that about does it for the base design. So without further ado, guys, if you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Otherwise, my name is Nine, and I'll see you in the next one. And as well, for those of you that do want a compound, I do have another variation of the base saved here with a compound if you guys would like that. And if you would like that, just leave a comment down below and I'll send you the code, or if you saw it fast enough on screen there, I guess we get access to it too. And this combo is awesome as it gives you anti-grief and amazing turret coverage. I just felt as the base kind of was perfect as is, and the compound was, you know, an extra. An extra for those that wanted more longevity out of the base. So yeah, without further ado, guys, my name is Nine, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.